What's good, everyone? Welcome back to a very special episode of G&G News. Today I have a Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra to unbox, and this version is the 512GB version with 12 gigs of RAM. It is in Phantom Black. Unfortunately, that was the only color variant that it was available in. There's several different colors that you can get it in, but it doesn't make a difference in any way at all to the device. It is just a box. Now, I did say when we collected this device, you might be able to see this little line here. That's actually the pen. There is a pen that you get with this phone. I feel like it has taken some sort of inspiration from the Samsung Galaxy Note series that they had, as they were one of the first devices, Samsung devices, flagship devices that I seen that had a pen. Right, so it says, do not accept if the seal is broken. As you can see, the seal has not been broken. So we're going to have to get a little pen tool device to open this. So I'll be back now. Okay, so I've managed to get it open, I believe. Oh, wow. What? Look how big that is. Okay. Alright, I'm going to take this. We're going to do this in bits, so let's open this first of all before we get onto the... Oh, I like the notch design. That's cool packaging, actually. It sounds really sad, but for someone who opens things all the time, I like the new inventive ways that they package things in boxes. I know, I need a life. Quick startup guide, pretty standard. There should be a warranty guide in here as well. Oh, we got oh wow, what is that? The same thing, just printed? Yeah, look, this is the warranty guide. Then we got it in French, then we got it in bare different languages. So the warranty guide as well. Obviously, we've got this in the UK, so this is a UK version of the phone. A fast charge cable, very nice. Very nice looking. And, oh, the SIM insertion tool is also in there. How do I get that out? Ah, gotcha. SIM insertion tool as well. Always great help to have. Oh, wow. Oh, look. Some sort of design to stop fingerprints from getting on it. There's nothing else in the box. Let's have a look at this. All right, let me just take this off the stand to show you this properly. That is the phone itself. Let's have a proper look. It does have a protective cover on it, so don't believe that that's the screen. Very nice looking phone. He says that fingerprints won't... Okay, maybe... I don't know, he lied. He said that there'd be no fingerprints on the back of this if you touch the back of it, but the type of material that it is, you definitely want to protect it. I'm quite surprised these camera notches didn't stick out more than some phones do. For example, like the new Sony Xperia 1.4, the camera notches on that stick out quite a lot. And I wanted to see where they've put... Ah, there it is. So there, if I'm correct, they've even branded the pen. That's pretty cool. So look at the pen. Don't even know if you could even pick that up, but yeah, it is actually branded. And there is a button on the pen as well, so these have evolved. These just used to literally be a pen, but it actually does now have a button, and it is ridged, so I believe this will only go in one certain way, so we better put that back in. All right. And there we go. So it actually clicks into place when you put it in, so you know it's in. That is obviously the USB type C port. It's a very big looking speaker, and then on the bottom we have where you would obviously insert your SIM card. I also want to see if you can expand the memory. This is the 512 gigabyte variant, so it does have enough memory, but it's always good to be able to expand your memory. So I believe this will be your lock screen button, volume up, volume down. Nothing on that side. All right, well, I guess we've got it. I don't know if it's going to have any juice in it, so time to take that off. You ready, people, for the reveal? Oh wow, look at that. Look at that screen. That is beautiful. That is a... Ooh, it's like an edge-to-edge display as well. Shout out to Abster as well. We have her here, so you might hear her rooting about in the background, trying to not make noise. Okay. Surprisingly, I knew how to turn it on, so it's still secured by Knox. So funny enough, Knox have been securing Samsung phones since like what, the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus.
Has it got a screen protector built in?
No, there isn't a screen protector built into it, from what I can see, but this will have to have one of those special screen protectors because it's an edge-to-edge display. Right, set this up if we can. So obviously the language I'm speaking right now is English, so that would be good. Didn't realise it was Philippine English. Accept all and agree. So set up your phone using other devices to copy settings, accounts, more from another phone or tablet. Keep it nearby and unlocked. So unfortunately, we're not going to be doing that today. We're going to skip this process, but that is good for obviously people who clearly want to do that. So once you add in the Wi-Fi network that you need, as you can see, this message will come up which says service provider setup. Your phone needs to restart to set up features and services from your service provider. So then you want to click restart. Alright, that was pretty quick. So searching for eSIMs. There isn't a SIM card inside of the phone, so this setup is going to be without a SIM card. Yeah, so you can do that a bit later. Get your phone ready. This may take a few minutes. Very big display, I will say, first of all.
Do you like the design?
I do, but I think this is more fitted to someone with my sort of hand size, because I've got a quite a big hand compared to your hand, if you know what I mean. So for you, that's going to take up the majority of your hand when you're using it in one hand. But very big display. You can see how a lot of people would obviously want to use this. So you can choose to transfer your apps and photos and contacts from Google and more. Don't copy because we have nothing to copy over. Checking information. You can sign into a Google account if you need to. We'll do all that later. You're not getting my details. And accept. Okay, so choose your search engine that you want to use. We'll use DuckDuckGo. And this is obviously if you want to do facial recognition, fingerprint, PIN, password, or pattern. But pattern is pretty much the same as a password. It's just a different way that you draw it. So there are a few different options to obviously secure your device if you want to. Obviously, we'll like add PIN, all the stuff afterwards. You don't want to do that on camera, do you? Okay, so it says get recommended apps. Apps will be downloaded when you're connected to Wi-Fi. So you want to go to next, and then it says this is for if you lose your phone. So I guess this is their way of doing like what's it called? Find my phone, iPhone. So you can so if you skip, you're skipping Samsung Wallet X, Y, and Z. But if you want to add that stuff, you can add that stuff if you choose to. Then you want to go to agree. Now you could either have it in a light mode or a dark mode.
Dark mode.
You want it in dark mode? All right, cool. There we go. Oh, look at that. That just gives it an extra level of panaz. And there you are. That is all set up and finished and ready to go. I think the final thing that we need to do actually with this, obviously when you get a brand new phone, especially ones that cost a lot of money, you want to make sure that you can secure it potentially in the best way possible. And the only way by doing that is normally by buying yourself a case. Usually I buy cases off eBay. Sometimes I think I bought one case off Amazon, but usually I buy cases off eBay. Unfortunately, when we got this phone, just because of how expensive it was, there was only like 1 or 2 cases available in the store that we purchased it from. And they were like £20 to £30. They didn't seem to have a lot of protection. Now, we want protection on cases, but also people who make content, you want a case where you can essentially, create content, one that has a stand. This is a case, I'm sure you're probably going to get another one in the future or something, or maybe a different one, but this is a case that we have now. Oh, I didn't actually notice that. It actually has a metal clip, meaning that this shouldn't break as easily. So it is a very plain, mundane sort of case, but it serves its purpose for what it does. So we want to add that in, like so. And there you have it. So let's just put it on its stand. Let's just show you in its full functionality. So, oh right, okay, so you can, because of how strong the stand is, you can actually use it stood up. But if you're one of these people, like most people who watch movies in this sort of orientation, you can also use it like that. So, thank you for watching another episode of G&G News. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on post notifications if you haven't done already. Before we go, I'm actually going to read off the specs of the phone itself, because I know a lot of you are probably wondering what are the specifications of this phone. Why is it such a good phone? Why have people been raving about it? So I have the specs here from Samsung, and I'm just going to tell you what they are. So the battery is a 5,000 milliamp battery. And it uses 200 megapixels, which is 4,320 pixels. It's a 6.8 inch screen as well, and this model came out February this year, so it is not that old. The build is glass front Gorilla Glass Victus 2, glass back Gorilla Glass Victus 2 with an aluminium frame. It takes a numerous amount of different SIM cards. Its type is a dynamic AMOLED 2x 120 Hz HDR10 Plus. Its size is 6.8 inches. Its resolution is 144 times 3088 pixels. What else? There is no memory card slot. Apparently, you can't expand the memory, but you do have half a terabyte of internal memory, and apparently the biggest variant that you can get has 1 terabyte of memory and 12 gigabytes of RAM. This variant is 512 gigabytes with 12 gigs of RAM. So on to the main event, the cameras. 200 megapixel camera, a lot of different lenses on it. Features include Auto HDR, panoramic mode, super steady video, dual pixel PDFA, an LED flash, optical zoom up to 3 times. The video features are 8K recording in 24 to 30 frames per second, 4K recording in 30 to 60 frames per second, 1080p in 30 to 60 to 240 frames per second, 1080p at 960 frames per second, HDR10 plus. The selfie camera is a 12 megapixel camera with dual pixel PDFA, features dual video call, auto HDR, HDR10 plus, and even the selfie camera can record in 4K resolution. It does have a loudspeaker, of course, built into it, and I have seen one of these demoed in a shop. They are very loud. Obviously, numerous different ways that you can lock this phone. Comes in several different colorways as well. Very big, beautiful screen on it. And yeah, it's one that, this phone is probably going to stand the test of time, to be fair. You essentially, if you were to put like all your device apps, like Windows and everything on it, I think you could probably sit there and write a thesis on something like that because of the size of it. And no doubt there is probably some really cool like Samsung Note type apps that you're able to use because of the drawing function. I remember when you had a Note phone before and you were drawing images and stuff on it before. What is the main feature and main reason why you purchased and decided to get this phone? What made you get it?
Just because I had an issue with Sony.
So you had a Sony Xperia 1.4.
Yep.
And it kept continuously overheating from the day that you had it,
Yep.
meaning that you couldn't use the camera or use it for any of its functions or features. You couldn't have several applications open.
It literally just shut it down.
Well, it
all the
ruined your
time.
user experience, really, because you went from having a really great phone to just having a mobile phone that could take,
Nothing.
could take phone calls and texts. So would you say that you're more happy to be back on Samsung?
Yeah, 100%.
And what's the best thing that you like about this phone?
I like the design of how it's set up, like how it is.
Yeah.
And I like the screen of how big the screen is.
Mm-hmm.
And to be fair, I like the Samsung layouts of all the apps and stuff and
You're
whatnot.
used to the user face of how it looks, so I guess it would be a bit weird to jump onto having a Xperia and things change in that sense. And you could have ended up with an iPhone, and I don't think you wanted an iPhone.
No.
So I guess the best outcome came out of the situation. But anyways, people, this has been our unboxing of a Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra 512GB variant, and it is in the colorway of Phantom Black, and this is a UK version of the phone. If you've enjoyed watching this video, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications if you haven't done already. Go and check out Abster's channel as well to see video footage with this phone at some point in the future. I'm sure she'll probably do some sort of cool video or something. And check out our channel as well, and let us know what you think. Is there any other good flagship phones out there that are comparable to the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra? I know they've got the Xperia 1.5's come out, but there's been overheating issues with that. There's the iPhone 14 Pro Max. I know there's a new Oppo phone as well. But yeah, let us know in the comment section down below. I've been GNG News. Have yourself a lovely day, and I'll see you all in another episode real soon. Take care and peace.